I'm going to make the one incident. Yeah, let's get that shit out of the way. And I'm gonna put on Spunky for the fuck of it. Wait. I remember going. Fuck a bit.
Hey, Orange! The cannon shooting gags are so much better than the surprise airbag gags!
I agree. In fact, I think we should take it a step further. I present to you cannons that shoot surprise airbags!
Oh no!
We're in trouble!
Hey, Orange!
Guess who's having Shocktober soon? He's here, he's back. Analog Orange is back with more. Hell yeah. I remember step 1BA.
Step 1BA.
Wait, hold on.
Step 1BA.
That was my voice.
Step 1BA.
Didn't even know that was my voice back then, but now it is. Still had troubles, you know, swinging at this time of age.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 2 years since I started this shit. Yeah.
Step 1, B1. Step 1,
No.
B1. Step 1, 1B1. Step 1B1.
Fuck.
Step 1B1.
I remember my voice changing. One of these. Hey, this is not funny anymore. Come out. Well, so we will do it. No.
Hello? Is anyone here?
That was 11 months ago? Oh my god. It's about to be a year. Anyways, ahoy! It's Talk Like a Pirate Day. Take our quiz or walk the plank. I'll give you 3 seconds to try the question. And if you don't answer, you get banned from my channel. So great. This is 50 questions. All right. This is easy. You know what? I'm not doing this shit. Now we got someone struggled for your right to vote. Use it. The fuck is lollygag?
Lollygag. Lollygag.
Bobby Dalbag. That's what the mouth said.
Yo, V, what's up, buddy? Don't tell me.
You, V, what's up? Bro, my voice has changed a lot.
Good night.
Good night, Daddy Crap.
Remember, you gotta be able to go to bed by midnight.
Because tomorrow I
Yeah.
gotta go to my cousin's.
Yep.
Like I said, I'll bring you guys with me on the journey of me singing happy birthday to my fucking cousin. My actual first time singing the happy birthday. I never singed it throughout my whole entire life. I just mouthed it. That's why my parents were questioning, why am I so quiet? Alright. I need to take some breath mints. Alright, now I'm gonna good. Hell yeah. Oh my god, I gotta do 28 frames of this shit. God damn it, buddy.
Step 1B1, 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 step.
Wait, how smooth does... Fuck you, ads. I didn't even skip it. I didn't even have my hands on it.
Step 1B1, 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 step 1B1.
Step 1B1. Yeah.
In 2013, IBM released the smallest movie ever made. It's a simple stop-motion short film, but what makes it special is that they control the placement of individual atoms to tell their story. Everyone knows that atoms are tiny. They're the building blocks of all matter, but I don't think people fully appreciate just how small atoms really are. You see, you can't just use a regular microscope to look at atoms. They're literally too small to interact with light, making them invisible. You have to use a special machine called a scanning tunneling microscope, which basically maps the electrical charges of atoms to create a model representation, like what the researchers at IBM did to make their movie. Even though it seems like we're looking at individual atoms, we're really not. So what does an atom actually look like? I mean, if we were to scale them up to the size of a tennis ball, it would probably look like this. Nothing. And that's because atoms are mostly empty space. Let's take a simple atom like hydrogen, for example. It consists of just an electron and a proton, but the electron doesn't simply just orbit around the proton the same way a planet orbits around a star. Instead, there's a field which shows where an electron might be found, and these fields are what define the size of an atom. The shape of these fields can get kind of weird when you start adding more electrons, but for hydrogen, it's simply a sphere. To really drive home just how empty atoms really are, if we were to instead scale a proton up to this size, the entire atom would be 8 kilometers wide. That means this hydrogen atom is the size of downtown Los Angeles with a tiny electron somewhere within the sphere. It might be 4 kilometers that way, or 4 kilometers this way, or there, down here, or anywhere in between. If you thought finding a needle in a haystack was impossible, try finding an electron in an atom. But let's go back to when our atom was the size of a tennis ball. And atoms come in various sizes, but for this video, I'm making the assumption that an atom is 1 angstrom wide, or a tenth of a millimeter. Our tennis ball is 67 millimeters wide, making our scale
6, 7.
A group of atoms like this is called a molecule, and this one in particular's name is adenine. And there's nothing special about these individually, they're fairly simple, but when thrown together, they become something very cool. They become the source code of all life, DNA. The traditional models of DNA are fairly simple in form, but the problem is that by showing them as a literal twisted ladder, we don't have the context for how small DNA really is, because in reality, it's like 20 atoms wide. It's very, very tiny. And this chain of molecules gets stacked millions of times to form a single strand of DNA stretching thousands of kilometers in length, way out into space at this scale. Molecules get progressively more complex as these groupings become larger, such as with proteins, organelles, and viruses. But at a certain point, they become so complex that they become full-on molecule economies, and we call those cells. Let's take a look at blood. The red blood cell is about 7 microns across, making it one of the smallest cells in the human body. It's important because it acts like a FedEx truck delivering oxygen to the whole body. But even though our sealed DNA would be about 1 meter wide, a red blood cell would be 5 kilometers wide. It would appear in the sky like alien dropships coming to exterminate humanity. salted blood contains 5 million red blood cells. In fact, your body produces 2 million of these every second. There are trillions of these running through your veins right now! That is such a crazy fact that I wouldn't be surprised if you took that with a grain of salt. I mean, what if you did? Regular table salt is just a compound of sodium and chlorine, and thanks to the way that these atoms are packed together, they form these really cool looking cubic crystals. Because a typical table salt crystal is about half a millimeter wide, that scales up to over 300 kilometers. This is several times larger than the asteroid that killed off all the dinosaurs. An impact of this size would reduce the entire planet to lava, and this guy would be the destroyer of worlds. So it's obvious that with our atomic scale, even tiny things become massive. But when I was crunching the numbers for this video, I discovered something really weird about pennies. I measured this penny at 19.02 millimeters wide. When you multiply that by our scale of 670 million, you end up with a penny 12,743 kilometers wide. Now, why is that special? Well, the Earth's diameter at its equator is 12,742 kilometers wide. Somehow, the penny at this atomic scale is the same size as our planet, with a difference of only a single kilometer. To put that into perspective, the thickness of the penny would appear 950 kilometers wide. And this really helps put into context just how small atoms really are. Just imagine a giant planet-sized disk filled with tennis balls. But now let's have some fun. Remember when we scaled a proton up to a tennis ball and how big the whole atom got? How big would a penny be at that scale? 1.5 billion kilometers wide. That is the size of Jupiter's orbit around the sun. That is incredibly huge, but can we go even further? Just like an atom, a proton is also mostly empty space. It's actually composed of a bunch of subatomic particles that we call quarks. According to the standard model, quarks are actual literal points with no physical size at all, because size is kind of irrelevant at the quantum level. However, there is some evidence that perhaps a quark is about 2,000 times smaller than a proton. So, if we were to scale a quark up to the size of a tennis ball, how big would our penny be then? It would become hundreds of times bigger than our entire solar system, coming in at just under a third of a light year in length. But now we're on the cosmic scale, and suddenly this massive penny becomes tiny again. I mean, our closest neighboring star, Alpha Centauri, is about 4 light years away, and it would take 14 of these pennies just to reach it. In comparison, our Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years across. What do we have to do to put a dent into that scale? There's a unit of distance that is considered to be the smallest length mathematically possible before the laws of physics fall apart, and it is called the Planck length. Now, this is a length of a plank, but this is not what a Planck length is. It measures out to 1.6 times 10 to the negative 35 meters. And I realize that number might not mean much to you, but this is a number so unimaginably tiny that if we were to apply our tennis ball scale, our penny would be bigger than our entire galaxy. Except to say that as an understatement would be an understatement. The entire observable universe is 93 billion light years wide, and our Planck penny would be 90,000 times bigger than that. Let me show you exactly how big that is. If we were to confine the entire observable universe into just a single pixel on a 4K TV, you would need over 800 TVs just to see our entire penny. That is how small the Planck length is. Infinity goes both ways. Our universe is inconceivably large, and yet it is also inconceivably small. It really feels like a fractal with no end in how big or small it can possibly be. Our only limit is how far we can see. Thanks for watching. Why are you acting like this? Why? That's why.
I'm actually listening to the audiobook of Top 10 Games You Can Play in Your Head by Yourself at none other than the actual Alamo here in San Antonio, Texas. It's so often that we hear the phrase, remember the Alamo. So with the interested in history or role-playing games, I definitely recommend checking out the audiobook edition of Top 10 Games You Can Play in Your Head by Yourself. Available on Audible right now.
Step 1B1, 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 step 1B1. Step 1B1, 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 step 1.
Look on the Tina Yeager channel. What's up?
In 2013, IBM released the smallest movie.
Alright, I'm gonna watch my new video. One incident.
Step 1B1. Step 1B1.
Alright, that's gonna be the end of the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. It took me like 27 minutes to edit one fucking clip. There's gonna be other parts. There's only gonna be 2 right now, but if I am more challenged, I can make a lot more parts. Goodbye.